to have my pre-op with my doctor from my hysterectomy that I'm having on December the 8th, 2021. Today is November 22nd, 2021. So I just want to talk about my fibroid story and how did we get here. So it's kind of started in 2018. I went to a regular, just my regular gynecologist. I had a pap smear and she was like, you have a fibroid, you need to have a hysterectomy, and that's that. But at this time I wasn't having any problems with my periods or anything. I mean, she just said it out the blue and I was like, wow, hey, pump your brakes for a second, let's see what's going on. So fast forward to 2019 is when I did see a change in my periods. They were longer, like when I say longer, I'm gonna say 7 days, because normally my period lasts 3 or 4 days. So I got up to 7 days. They were a lot heavier, and I had some bad cramping, but I thought that was normal. I mean, I was, at this time, I was 48. I think I was 48. So let me back up a little bit. So I am now 50 years old. I have 3 children. My children ages are 28, 13, and 7. So, and I have 2 grandchildren who are 6 and 6 weeks. So I'm done having children, so I'm gonna let my daughter have all the kids now. So yeah, I'm done having kids. So that's why I decided on the hysterectomy instead of the myectomy, because I had 3 choices. My choices were hysterectomy, myectomy, or ride out the menopause. So anyway, back to 2019 is when I noticed that my periods were getting a little heavier. Okay. I was dieting and exercising. I was on the keto diet, and I was exercising regularly, like 3-4 times a week. So, I was eating right and everything, and I just noticed I started gaining weight, especially in my stomach, but I didn't understand what was going on. So let's see. I had a wedding to direct. I'm a wedding director as well. I had a wedding to direct July of 2020. Yeah, something like that. So, getting back to 29, I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm trying to drive and remember this at the same time. So, in 2019, like I said, I noticed that my periods were getting out of hand. They were longer. I had to wear longer pads. I was having cramps, but nothing really it was like my teenage periods, if that makes sense, instead of my adult periods, because my adult periods was getting shorter, and like I said, 3-4 days and I was done. But in 2019 I saw my body changing. Even though I was dieting and exercising, I started gaining weight. So I went to the doctor, and she did a blood panel, and my blood pressure was high, so I had to get on blood pressure medicine. She put me on lisinopril, and this medication, everybody kept telling me I was going to get a cough and my tongue would swell. None of that happened to me. What happened to me was, let me over, car. Let me over. Okay, what happened to me was I gained more weight. I was like, wow, why am I gaining all this weight all of a sudden? So I went and read the little packet, you get it from your pharmacy. My pharmacy is CVS. So when I read the little thing, And I kept reading the side effects, and one of the side effects was rapid weight gain. I did not know that. So they took me off that, and they put me on hydrochlorothiazide, which was a diuretic. So anyway, my blood levels also showed that I was a little bit anemic. So I think you're supposed to be a 12. I'm at a 10. And they told me, you know, eat more iron enriched foods, which I tried to do. So I kept going to the doctor about my blood pressure. We finally got it regulated, but that was because I kind of switched diets. My doctor at the time, she told me to try vegan or plant-based because of my blood pressure and my weight gain and everything. So I did. So what happened when I switched over to the veganish diet, I'm gonna say that because it took me a while to not eat cheese and eggs, but I finally did it. So I was on this diet about 1.5 years. And is this my doctor's office? No, next one. So I finally, you know, became vegan. My periods were back to normal, my 1 to 2 days. And then my blood pressure dropped, which was good. Well, not dropped, normal, which was good. But because I was eating a lot of carbs, I went from eating no carbs to lots of carbs. And I gained more weight because I love potatoes. Sweet potato, baked potato, pinto beans, bread, biscuits. I ate stuff like that. I was just not eating meat, but I was eating a lot of carbs. So I was like, I don't know if I want to be on this diet because I have already gained weight for no reason. I didn't know why, because like I say, I was still exercising at this time. So finally I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back and just start eating meat, because my iron was a little low, but it wasn't low. So when I started back eating meat, y'all, I kid y'all not, I just started bleeding very bad. I mean, uncontrollably. I used to wear those long pads, the overnight ones. And I was like changing those things like crazy. And I didn't know that meat products would do that. I mean, I still eat meat to this day. But animal products, it triggered my body. But I also had fibroids that I knew about, but I didn't know about because I didn't know what they were. So what had happened then? I'm going to my doctor has a new doctor's office, and I feel like I believe I done passed his doctor's office. Okay. So when I directed that wedding, you know, I told you I was doing this wedding, and at the wedding I had to wear 2 long pads, because my periods at this time was getting longer. I told you I was up to 7 days, so now I'm up to like 14 days. And I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? And so I was like, this is not right. So at this time I was just not feeling my best, because I don't know, I was like weak. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk. I was like, what is going on? And so I was telling my friend about it, and she was like, you need to go see your doctor. And I was like, no, because all she's gonna do is do lab work, because that's all this doctor did. She would do just lab work, but she didn't have no action after the lab work. So I was like, you know, this is a waste of my time. So I ended up messaging her, and she but this time it was during the pandemic, so no one could come into the office. And she was like, you know what, come in and we'll do another blood work. You know, you can only come in by yourself, nobody can come with you. So I did the blood work, and she was like, oh my God, you've lost too much blood, and you got to have a blood transfusion. And is it hard to breathe? And I'm like, yes. And she was like, you're not getting enough oxygen to your heart. So, oh my God, you have to get a blood transfusion. So I got the blood transfusion. And right after I got the blood transfusion, I felt better. I felt good for a year. I felt really good. And then 2021 hit and all hell broke loose. I didn't know I was going to have an exam today, but it looks like I might have to have some type of exam. I thought my pre-op was just going to be paperwork and all that good stuff, but I was wrong. So I'll let you know how it goes after I have this little, looks like no, it's not even like a pap smear. I don't know what it's gonna do, but I see a swab thing over there. All right, I'll let y'all know in a few minutes. He's coming in. Okay, so in 2021, I'm gonna say it was probably July, I started back working out at the gym. I was doing great. I lost 9 pounds of this year. And all of a sudden, my bleeding, like I said, my bleeding got very heavy. This time I'm on 3 weeks non-stop bleeding. And even when I'm like using the bathroom right before I get ready to pee, like when I sit on the toilet, these clots would just fall off, just plop down into the toilet before I even peed. And it was just like, oh my God. My back was on fire. I had very bad cramps. So I just started taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, and Pamprin. I would take this regimen like every 3 hours because the pain was so bad. I was trying to catch it before the pain came. So when I stopped going to the gym, and in August, school had started back. And I was just so weak. I was like, I can't take my kids to school. I don't feel well. I was cold. I live in South Carolina, so it's like 100 degrees every day in the summertime. So it was so hot, but I was cold. I was craving ice. I ate so much ice, it was ridiculous. And I didn't have no crushed thing on my refrigerator. So I would literally get a hammer and a Ziploc bag and beat me some ice to get it crushed. And I would eat ice all day long. So I had my yearly pap smear, and my doctor was like, oh no, we have to do a sonohistogram. So I did a sonohistogram, and that, oh my God, that thing hurt so bad. They have to put your legs over your head. It's like a vaginal ultrasound for when you're pregnant, but you don't have any water in your stomach, so they put water up in there so they can see the fibroids. And so they did see the fibroids, and my doctor gave me 3 options. The first one was, because I'm 50, to ride it out, because most women go into menopause at 51. My second option was a myectomy, which that's where I was really leaning towards until he said the fibroids may grow back. I've never had surgery done before. You know, I had all 3 of my babies natural, no epidural, no nothing. I just had them. So I was like, oh no, I've never been cut before. So he was like, your best option would be, you know, hysterectomy. You know, me and my husband are done having children, so he told me to do the hysterectomy instead. But he gave me a choice, and he sat down and he talked to me, and he was very nice. Not like the other doctors they just didn't have any bedside manner, but this is an older guy, and very, very nice. So I went with him, and he did a FSH panel also on me, which told me that I was I guess perimenopause or in menopause, but although this bleeding was actually coming from the fibroids. My stomach, y'all, I look 9 months pregnant. My stomach is so big. And I mean, I've always had a big belly, but it is like out of control now. And I'm hoping after I have this hysterectomy that my stomach does go down. I don't know anybody who has had the hysterectomy whose stomach goes down, but I'm just like, I want the stomach to go down, at least to my normal fat. Not this new fat, but my normal fat. So, but yeah. But I am scheduled for December the 8th, 2021. So we got like 2 weeks. I just left my pre-op. I thought we was gonna have to do a some kind of procedure, but he didn't. We just talked about what to bring to the hospital, and my husband can come, which that's good because I didn't want to be there by myself, so he can come. He don't take pictures, and I really wanted a picture of the fibroids, but he said he don't take pictures, but he will ask a nurse because he's not good on technology like that. He is an old man. He's like really old, but he knows his stuff. He knows his medical stuff. But yeah, I just want this over with. But right now, to be honest with you, here it is, November. I don't know if I told you I had to get another blood transfusion. I can't remember, but I ended up having 2 blood transfusions in October. I had one October the 1st, which I don't know. I went to see a new doctor. There's a new black doctor in town, and I transferred to this doctor. He knows nothing about me, and as soon as they saw me, they was like, oh my God, you gotta have a blood transfusion. Your blood is just entirely, not my blood, my hemoglobin is entirely too low. I think it was a 5 at this time. I was white as a ghost. I was not frail, I was tired and exhausted. So I had to get a blood transfusion. So I had to go do a follow-up to my blood pressure, and I saw a different doctor. This was another black doctor. And he was like, oh, I see they ran blood work on you in October. And I was like, yeah, actually it was the end of September. It was like September 28th, and then I had the transfusion on the 30th because it was scheduled. Both times that I had my blood transfusion was scheduled. The third time was not. After I left him, he was like, it was after hours, and his nurse called me. She told me to get to the emergency room. And I was like, oh my God, really? She was like, yeah, you gotta have another blood transfusion. And I felt fine though. I didn't feel like I was out of breath. Couldn't breathe. My heart wasn't pounding like all the other times. But they was like, you had to get a blood transfusion and an iron transfusion because they knew that I was going on vacation and they didn't want me to get sick while I was in the Bahamas. So I got the blood transfusion. 2 days later, me and my husband went on a cruise. That cruise footage I'm gonna be uploaded soon. We went on a Virgin cruise, which was different. So I'll talk about that later. I'll put that in another video. But I'm kind of glad that he gave me that blood transfusion because, the reason why I say that, because this port what do we get out first? I can't think of the first port. But the dock was so long. It was a long walk. And I looked at that thing and I was like, oh my God, ain't no way in the world I'm gonna be able to walk this. Because back in September, I couldn't walk at all. My body crashed. I was like, what happened? You know? I literally could not walk. I literally could not walk. My husband wanted to go to the not the grocery store. We wanted to go to Hobby Lobby. I don't know if y'all have a Hobby Lobby where you live at, but it's like a craft store. So he wanted to go to Hobby Lobby, and I was like, how am I gonna walk? So I had to end up getting in a wheelchair. That's lasted for 2 weeks. I don't know what that was about, but that's how I ended up getting the blood transfusion. The first time, the first one in October the 1st. The second one is because I bled so much that they just could not stop the bleeding, and they gave me some some medicine to stop the bleeding, which did not work. And then my gynecologist had ordered this medicine called Lupron, and the Lupron was to stop the bleeding, put me in menopause until my surgery. You're supposed to get this done like once a month or something like that. It's an injection. Well, my health insurance denied it, said it was not medical necessary, which was crap, because it is medical necessary. Here I am bleeding. You see on my charts that I've had all these blood transfusions, but you won't give me anything to stop the bleeding because the pills didn't work that they had gave me to stop the bleeding. I did have a procedure in the office when he was trying to do the biopsy to send out to the lab to see if it was cancerous, and that kind of stopped the bleeding. Whatever he did, it hurt though, but that did stop the bleeding. But yeah, my body has been through a lot in 2021, and I'm just glad it's gonna I'm gonna get this done and over with and get back to my normal life and be able to wear white and not be so insecure about going over people's houses, and well, not people's houses, but just anywhere, and just be comfortable sitting down. A lot of people get what I'm saying, because you never know when you're gonna bleed through your clothes, because I used to bleed through my clothes. The last 2 weeks I haven't bled through my clothes. I mean, blood would literally run down my leg. So that hasn't happened. The last period that I had was actually kind of normal. Well, not like normal. It wasn't a lot of heavy bleeding. I had a few clots. It's like it's calming down now, but it's too late because we get this hysterectomy and we're gonna get this thing over with. So I will keep you guys posted on everything that's going on. So, but yeah, this is my fibroid story. My doctor said he doesn't know where fibroids are coming from. It just happened to certain women. It's not just women of color. It just happens, but they don't know what causes this. But I did my own thing, and I realized when I stopped eating meat that it did calm it down a little bit. It did calm it down, but I don't know. All I know is I have to get this taken care of. So today he said I will be having a total open abdominal hysterectomy. They will be removing my uterus, my cervix, my fallopian tubes, but I will be keeping my ovaries as of now. But if he sees that he can't save the ovaries, that he will have to take, the left or the right or both. But he says he won't know that until he get in. And I will have he looked at it today. We're gonna have a lower incision. It was gonna be the T-cut, he said, but now he thinks it's gonna just be lower. And when he was pressing on my stomach today, oh my God, it was hurting so bad. Like, not like a hurt, it was like a short pain. I haven't had that in a while, because normally he just pressed down and it don't hurt, but today it was a little sensitive, but not like hurt like I was gonna jump off the table like when I had that sonal histogram. But yeah, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.